Alright, I'm going to try this one more time here. Um, Last time I tried this, the camera had a low battery, and so we're gonna redo it. Alright, so I'd already written on the board here because I thought the camera was going, and I went through this whole spiel, and then I saw that the camera's turned off because it had the low battery. So let's cover it again. What I've learned for the past day or so, pretty much absolutely nothing. So, what I have found out today is that I'm back to my regular. Well, I'm at 272 pounds right now. A little bit of a backstory with that. Last May of 2015, I was at 280 pounds. So what I did was I started walking 5 miles a day, and I did that for 8 weeks. I lost 40 pounds. I got down to 238, and then I started to plateau, level off a bit. And then I began my move, and yeah, just totally got out of the routine. So I weighed myself today, and it's showing at 272 pounds. I'm on the tread climber right now, or the walking one, whatever that is. I walk a half an hour. I got an hour and a half to go. I got to work into a routine with this somehow, and hopefully lose some of this within the next 2 or 3 months. Okay, the reason why what I'm doing here with the video though is I want to talk about a major release that came out this week. Just to let you know, 80s movies. 3D 80s movies. A lot of us want to collect. We want to be able to see them. I'm from a small town, so when the movies came into the local theater there, we didn't see them in 3D. People in cities saw them in 3D. We didn't see them. So I've been, hoping that, now that the Blu-ray 3D technology is here, that we would start to, get some of these 80s films, and we have been. We have been. We've got 3 of them out right now. We had kind of a silly little, it's not a silly Western, it actually poses itself as a drama coming at you. Amityville 3D, a PG-rated Amityville movie. It's not too, the movie is terrible, but the 3D in it is actually pretty cool because you get the feeling that, when watching it, it registers in your brain that you're actually in the Amity house. And, that's what's really cool about that film. I got this in a collection of all the Amity films, Amityville horror films, and there's like 3 of them in there, Blu-ray, for $50. And the only reason why I bought it was because of this. So, this week's release, big release this week. It is Jaws 3. Now, it's actually Jaws 3D. And was kind of curious about this. I picked this up at Walmart a couple nights ago. $9.96 plus tax. There's nothing that says includes 3D version or whatever on the front cover. You can't tell. It just says Jaws 3. So, basically, if you look on the back cover, that little red bar there, it says see Jaws 3 in 3D. And that's all that it shows. It's the only reason to buy this disc, How many people are actually going to buy the disc to see Jaws 3? Unless they're collecting the Jaws movies, of course. All the movies were released in Blu-ray last Tuesday. 2, 3, and 4. And the original was re-released. All of them are $10 a piece at Walmart. But the movie, and I don't know if folks remember this, when it came to HBO or showed on network television and had the pan scan version. Even then the movie looked like crud. It was murky and fuzzy, and you didn't know the reason why it was so fuzzy like that. Well, if you watch the movie now, there is a high amount of grain in some key shots, including like the nighttime shots, and it looks to me like they tried to fuzz out a lot of that grain, and that's the reason why the movie is just generally fuzzy back then. But now we got pristine Blu-ray right now, and boy, does the grain show. But that's okay, because the 3D, it's native 3D. It's not easy to watch in some parts. It might hurt people's eyes a little bit, but it's native 3D, and it registers in the human mind that you're actually kind of there. You know, it's not a fake 3D that's existing in most of today's films. So, alright. So yeah, that's what we have so far out with the 80s. Coming at you, Unreal 3D, Jaws 3D. Metal Storm is The Adventure of Jared Sin or something like that. I don't know. Metal Storm is coming out in August. And it's going to be from Shout Factory. It's an even worse movie than Jaws 3. The effects are kind of lame, and just the way, you know, for those who are, you know, appreciate the CGI, you know, spaceships and everything these days, where it's absolutely realistic, this is laughable. The effects are laughable, but it is a 1980s film, you know, back in the 80s 3D craze that happened around 82 and 83, and that's going to be out in August. Which means we have like still about 5 movies here that, 5 or 6 movies, because I forgot to put Treasure of the Four Crowns here. But there's like, no, 5 movies. Treasure of the Four Crowns, Space Hunter, Adventures in the Forbidden Zone with Molly Ringwald, Star Chaser, The Legend of Orin, it's a cool little animated film, Parasite, and Friday the 13th Part 3. You know, 2 horror movies and everything. Friday the 13th Part 3, I have an anaglyph, but I'd just love to see that in its in a Blu-ray 3D format. So that's what we have for those 80s films. A movie that's coming out, I think it's in the 50s that is released. It's going to be limited. It's called Miss Sadie Thompson. Twilight Time is going to be releasing that. Only 3,000 Blu-ray discs are going to be available. So, you know, classic 3D film. You know, gonna try to grab that. Yeah, Jaws 3D. You know, who can resist? I mean, look who it has in it. It's got Dennis Quaid, it's got Bess Armstrong, got Leigh Thompson, you know, from Back to the Future, and Louis Gossett Jr. You know, great stars in it, and you get to see them in 3D. You know, effects kind of look stupid in it. There are some good effects in it, though. Notably, this one corpse scene, as well as the shot of the shark biting into one of the the resorts. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and there's also another shot of someone actually in the mouth of the shark. I mean, it's a bizarre scene to see in 3D. It looks great, though. And, you know, so it's got its cons, it's got its pros, but it's definitely a collector's item for anyone who likes those classic 3D films that came out in the 80s. So, that's all I have to report on today. I don't know if I'm going to be doing more of these more regularly. I'd love to. As it is, I'm really kind of busy with a job, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. But, you know, so I really don't have time to edit. But, you know, if I can, you know, kind of go into, you know, maybe, you know, things that I've learned throughout the day, or something I just gotta, you know, gotta report on, I'd love to do it, and I'd love to do it in this 360 type setting. So, everybody have a good day, and I'll talk with you later.